In the morning we built the city. In the afternoon walked through its streets. Evening saw us leaving. We wandered through our days as if they would never end. All of us imagined we had endless time to spend. We hardly saw the crossroads and small attention gave to landmarks on the journey from the cradle to the grave. Cradle to the grave.
Right folks, welcome. Merry Christmas. Well, Christmas is over now. I'm out with Burt today. 2025 next year, it's going to be a good year. We're going to have loads of adventures. So today we're going to be looking at the pub you told us about. Well, Burt spotted it the other day with his good eyes, and he spotted that the pub, the Foresters, is open, folks. Cresset Lane, Brockmoor, an ancient area in itself. The Brockmoor, the Moor of the Brock. Cresset Lane, some real history there. Cresset being a box or a steel box that you put on stilts. I'll put a picture up of one here. So this is Roman technology, Saxon technology. Cresset Lane would have had one of these cressets in it, apparently. Or maybe it could have. The only reason why they'd call it Cresset Lane is the fact if it had cressets. There were also stones with like holes in. They put a willow and a bit of wax in there, and you could literally light the street up. So this could have been a street in the 16th, 17th century that was lined. I don't know if it was 16th century. I might be wrong, but I've got a good feeling that this is an old street. So yeah, it ran straight to Bromley at one point, as you can see here. Right down to Bromley, through Footsole, which is now full of water. Beautiful Starbridge Canal that it crossed at this lovely bridge. And it's just an amazing long road, about a mile, about half a mile, sorry, long. Right up into Bromley. Yes, lads. They're poky, aren't they? They're poky, aren't they?
Yeah.
Watch it all slip into the cut, man.
I know, man, what you saying?
I'm just doing a video, mush. Black Country History Hunter. Check it out. You're online now, boys. You're famous for the day. Let's hope they ain't nicked. Nah. Have a good day, lads, and have a good year, yeah? So yeah, the Cresset Lane ran right down. This is Raglan Street. This is where the ghosts were seen, apparently, at the hip height. Beautiful old houses either side. Now, the house on the right there, which is number 36, I don't know who lives there now, and I don't think they know this, and they probably don't want to know this. But you can see it on a map here, and the outhouse to that building, a gentleman came downstairs to find his wife hanging. He didn't cut her down, he ran off to fetch help. And the inquest actually said he should have cut her down because she could have still been alive. But apparently she'd been acting peculiar for some time. And the inquest decided that, as they always do with suicide, that it was committed suicide whilst temporarily insane. But yeah, that building there, the rafters are still there, and I imagine the rafter she hung herself is still there. So I'd be interested to know if there's any ghosts in that house. But yeah, we're walking now onto Campbell Street off Raglan. Again, it's such an old area of Brockmoor. This, I imagine, is the original Brockmoor. So yeah, the street itself, Cresset Lane, had many pubs, as many of you know. So we had up opposite as well, you had Norwood Road, which used to be Sun Street, and there you had on the corner a pub called the Sun. Famous pub, lots of inquests have been held there over the years, including one of a little boy. Now, a little boy called Harry Pitt, 6 years old, his poor little body was held there in 1870 after he was delivering meat with his father, a butcher in Brockmoor, to Pensnet. Now, right where me and Burt live, on Derwent Close, there was a pool at the bottom of the hill, and the boy was outside on the horse and trap while his father was inside. Something spooked the horse, and the horse and trap bolted. The trap managed to like stay on upright all along the side of the water until it hit a brick and it turned over. It turned him, the horse, and the little boy all fell in the water. The little boy survived for a little while but died. But you're very sad, imagine, plunged in. The father saw what happened, and so did the customer. Mr. Bryce, I believe, it might be the Bryce that went on to become Bryce Road, and Mr. Bryce he was delivering to. They came to the rescue and couldn't save the boy. It's very sad. I wonder if he's buried in Brockmoor Church, but there is a beautiful church on the left. Oh, well, yeah, I think it's still being used, Bert. I think. Look at it, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's a very early Methodist, I think, Wesleyan. Reform. Yeah, Wesleyan Reform Church. An amazing street was Cresset Lane. So yeah, there was lots of other pubs there. The Foresters, the name Foresters Arms comes from Foresters, I imagine, the group. There was a meeting in 1870 at another pub on this street called the Labouring Vane. Now, the Labouring Vane had a meeting in 1870 of Foresters, and they marched through the streets of Brockmoor before having a big dinner there. So the Foresters were everywhere, the ancient order of Foresters. You know, when we've been bottle digging, Burt's found some lovely pipes that belong to the buffaloes, which is a similar thing. I've never found a forester's pipe. But these groups, you know, these societies, unbelievable. So yeah, so we're just coming up to know where the son was, where Harry was held in that inquest. There was another pub as well, just opposite me now, where I'm looking now, just here at the bottom of Campbell Street, where it meets Cresset Lane, was a pub called the Cross Keys. Okay, so the Cross Keys, as you can see on this lovely map of 1870, had some lovely stabling. So many pubs on this line, and over there obviously is Norwood Road, which was Sun Street. Again, that had, as you all know, the old Star pub and the Sun, which is on the corner. You can see the Sun here. Some of the wall still remains up there, I believe, and the Star Inn is still with us. The first Star, or the original Star, was called the Star, and it's very early. The Sun is like 1818, you know, so another reason why this street is old, an old street. But yeah, so we're walking down further now, back towards the Foresters. Its first licence, the Foresters, was in 1864. And it was by Mr. Watson. And before that, it wasn't a pub. Before that, it was a house, I believe. Because I think this is much later than a pub. I think this was a house, went on to become a pub. So if it was licensed in 1864, the map here is 1870, and I think that's probably when this building was built. But I reckon that the land itself could be a lot older.
I can tell you someone who owned mine, I bet you wouldn't know.
Go on.
My Uncle Fred.
What, went in there?
He owned it.
Oh, your Uncle Fred used to own the club? Pub?
Freddie
Hawkins, oh, did he really? How about that? I'll have a look into that, Burt. Freddie Hawkins. I want to do a video on him myself. Yeah. Just here as well, there was another pub called the Rock Tavern, right next door to what would become the Foresters. But the Rock Tavern itself, you can see it being sold in 1870, and you can see they had an amazing bowling green behind it, just there. There was a beautiful bowling green, which fell out of use by 1870, but it was land that was sold with these lots. And yeah, they sold it, and you can see it here beautifully laid out for you all to see, really, that bowling green there on the 1870 map. And now it's being sold. It's around the time this map was made, it was being sold, and the bowling green was part of that sale. But there it is, guys, right, this is the pot. Look at that back, so that back entrance there, like the old outhouses. This is old. You can see a map here in 1870. How it sits back. This shape is how it was then. It hasn't changed a bit. And we're just going to quickly sneak in, hold that, Burt, while I do the deeds. I'm a little fat arse. Oh, I'm too fat for this business now. Watch you don't cut your arse, Burt. Right. Christmas jumper, my sister's going to kill me. Oh. Right, guys, so here we are, we're in the main room now. This would have been the snug, beautiful chairs. We'll show you all this in a second. Bert's with me, we've managed to get in through the window. Obviously we're not here to damage anything, steal anything, or take anything. We're going to make sure this gets sealed up after. I'm sure they've left it open so it can be destroyed, so they can build on it, I'm sure. Because this would have been told a few times, it's been open a week now. Whoever owns it wants it down, I imagine, to put houses on. Let's have a look around, let's look at some of the history in this building, shall we? Right, so we're in. Straight away, look at that fireplace, man. There's been some memories there, eh, Burt? Yeah. People drinking, smoking, talking, joking, laughing. There's an old menu there. What's that there? Wow, straight away he's finding stuff. Look, this is why I love bringing Burt with me. He's got good eyes. You can see things on, blind as a bat. Beautiful public bar there, look, public bar. This would have been open to the street for many years, and my dad graced its doors, and my mum and, well, Bert's uncle, what is it, your uncle? Fred. Fred, he graced its doors as well because he used to own it. So yeah, let's carry on walking round. Beautiful, look at all this dartboard. Huh? Have you ever played a game of darts on there? Give us a message in the messages. Another fireplace, Burt, well spotted, man. Oh, look at that piece of wood above it. That looks old, or is it just made to look that way? But yeah, unbelievable. All the damps took that thick wallpaper down. How many people have sat on them chairs, Burt? Fell asleep, huh? Yeah. Men that went through World War I. Men that possibly knew whose fathers fought. Yeah, men who fought at Waterloo, whose fathers died at Waterloo. What does that say? Oh, wow. Correct, courage. Yeah. It must be some sort of advert. Look at the flat caps. Ah, the window's been broken. The old advert's been broken. Best bitter. But the men who sat on these chairs probably fought at Waterloo, or their family did, you know. Definitely fought in World War I. Stories of World War I were recanted in this room. If this room could talk, the stories you could tell. Relationships, arguments, fallouts, fights. Right, let's carry on. This is getting a bit cooler now, so I imagine we ain't far from the cellar. Ah, there we are. You can always feel the draft from the cellars straight away. Look at that. Guys, look at the steps. So these steep steps, there was a law that came into effect after a certain period about steps because these are really steep. And a man in about 1850 did a calculation when he worked out how much a step should be tall as wide to be safe. But servants and places like this that had, oh my life, that is brick, that is stonework. Servants and people like servants had steep steps and often broke their ankles for saving space. But they're so steep. Look at how steep they are and they're deadly. There's the sump, the cellar sump. Guys, I said this road could be early because of cressets. That there is stonework and it's a vaulted barrel. Oh, Belfast sink. A Belfast or a Butler's sink. Ah, that's amazing. That's probably worth a few quid. But this vaulted barrel ceiling became popular with the Normans. I know this is a lot later. But that stonework there in the vaulted ceiling could easily be very early. It could easily be 16th century. So it could be the time when the cressets were being used. Cellar carries on, very low. Here's the steps at the front that used to get the barrels in. And there's another doorway here that seems to have been closed off at some point. This is earlier. Again, this is to do with the earlier part. Oh my life. They were saying that the ghosts were seen walking at the height of their hips. This suggests that this was once on ground level. The way that is, or there was steps leading down to it. Because that looks like an old vaulted entrance that's now being used for air. That's amazing. This is an early cellar. This might even be 1600 cellar, and the building on top is later. This is later, look, with that concrete there. So this is on the map, the back area, and you can see when they made this, they squared it off, and this is the later concrete, or the later backing. So this wasn't here in the beginning, it was only the front one. Doored off there, lovely old door. Look at this, Burt, look at this winch. Wow, look at that old winch. That's like to bring up and down barrels, I imagine. Some old engineering there. Does it work?
I don't know.
See if it works, Burt. Oh, me. I bet, oh yes, it spins. British engineering at its best as the ceiling comes down on us. But nah, seriously, you know, the fact that that's still spinning and it's been in all the open air for so many years. But your uncle, your Fred would have been coming down here many times to fetch his beer barrels. Oh, Burt, look at these. Old bottles. You know, we're not going to take anything, guys. We're not here to steal. That box there, probably fan-tailed joints now. Beautiful old... Oh, look at these. These are old lampshades. They're beautiful. Oh, man. Hamlet cigars, little drip tray there. Yeah, this is ancient, man. Look at that store. The people who have stood on there and told stories. Look at these bottles, Burt. They're amazing, aren't they? What are they? Lemonades? What are they? Low C. This was working in the 1990s, wasn't it, as a pub, I think. So I imagine. It's what? Was it? This is working in the 90s. So I imagine some of these glasses have got fingerprints on from the people of Brockmoor. Let us know in the comments if you're one of them who drank in it. Oh, look at that old piece of wood there. Oh, wow. What are they? Shandy or champagne?
Champagne,
yeah, they look it, don't they? And there's some old sellotape, but I wonder what the age is on that paper in there. You know, the date. Can you see? It's a bit oiled up. Yeah. Look, Burton noticed all these lovely champagne or shandy glasses. They're beautiful. Special occasions, no doubt, that were held here over the years. Is there a date on that?
Yeah.
You got it? Bert's got it, look.
That's it, April the 12th, 1995.
95, it's probably when it shut. We know people were drinking here after that, before that, because people have said it was open. And I've seen a picture, here's a picture of it in 1997 open. But yeah, let's carry on around. Look at that lovely table with that lovely turned legs on and them beautiful lampshades. But the sad stories here as well. The Taylors took over this pub. I can't believe this. This is very early. This is, guys, very early indeed. Very early Brockmoor. So, yeah, Mr. Taylor took over the pub in about 1920s, I think, and his daughter married a man, Mr. Dudley, and they moved in here as a family to live with Mr. Taylor. So he lived with his mum and dad as a Taylor, but she died. She caught pneumonia, And in this house, upstairs in this house, she, you know, went through the horrible pneumonia symptoms and passed away. And a very young 24. Apparently, she was a beautiful singer. So we'll pay our respects to her today. While we're looking round, look at that. That is an old cellar, guys. This could easily be 1600s. With the building above us, much later, it's 1870s. You know, look at that fire at some point. We've got to be careful upstairs. I was hoping to look in the attic because sometimes you find amazing things in these old attics. Behind the bar, what can I get you, mate?
I'd have a pint of bitter, please.
Pint of bitter. Pint of bitter it is. Old Brutton there, look. Old switches. Oh, but here we are in the Forester's Arms. Again, that girl died here. Many inquests were held here as well. So it wasn't just her. A woman sadly drank rat poison and the body would have been held in one of the rooms in this house. And until the inquest, and the inquest would have been held, apparently, she said to the copper, oh my life, there's the stairs. She said to the copper, if I tell you, will you have me put away? So she was worried, you know, she was worried that she was going to get arrested for telling the copper she drank poison, because obviously it was illegal. Lovely old wallpaper there, and this the cubby hole. Everybody growing up, I remember having a cubby hole, but this seems to be like the back area, the back room, part of that old lovely outbuildings open to the air now, being destroyed slowly. And this would have been the kitchen area, I imagine. Again, all been ripped out for scrap. Very sad. Burt, another fireplace there, mate. Right, can you hold the camera while I try and get up there? No? Right, we're upstairs.
The things we do.
The things we do, guys, but this is very dangerous now, so obviously we're only going to step on the big beams. Only step on the big beams, Bert. Yeah? This could have been the room where that lady was held, and there's the attic, what I want to see. Look what tiny room this might have been for a servant. Really old room. People have ripped this up for the copper, it's very sad. But here's the attic. I don't know what's in here, I'll see if the camera can see. I always like to see the attics, but I don't think there's anything up there. But I might get Bert to give me a leg up to see. What's that there? Is that insulation, everybody? I can't see, I ain't up there. There's nothing up there but insulation. And very old roof. Very old roof. And there's outside somebody's house there. Very old. Can you look? Bert's a good climber. Do you want me to give you you want me to lie on the, and so you can stand on my back? Huh? Seriously stand on my back because you ain't going to get up there otherwise.
Watch, Mush, watch.
I don't mind just standing on my back. If you stand on my back, it's easier.
All about make sure this is safe more.
Oh, the bloody house will come down on us. That's it, Bert. Please get on my back, get on my back. Yeah, I'm just strapping the floor. Bert, careful, man. Don't get down with the bosh, will you? It's a good job you got a flat stomach. Oh dear, you got to have a laugh at you. Right, here we go now. Stay on the beams. Let's see. What's around in the next room? People have come in here and ripped this place apart. For scrap, you know. Very sad. But there's a lot of memories in here. One of these rooms held that woman with pneumonia. And she's sadly passed away. Now we're getting into the old part of the house now. The front of it. This is all the extension, I believe. But here, this is it. This is the old, top of the old bit. So this is the 1870s bit. Wow. Taller room straight away to dissipate the noise. This would have been the part of the house where the people that owned it ran. Underneath me now is the parlour. Or the bar, should I say. And there's that horrible hall we saw on the way in. But again, this would have been the main room for the people that ran it. The owners. I'm alright. Beautiful, man. Wow. Somebody's got to come up here eventually anyway. Look at that brickwork there on that beautiful chimney. 1870s. It could be earlier, guys. We don't know. The cellar below us could be earlier, and the back might be 1870s, but this part may be early. Them windows look Georgian. The style, and look at how weird it is, you know, like an old 16th century building would be. And the way that's beautiful 1920s, 30s, 40s fireplace. Absolutely stunning for the main person of the house. But Bert, you can see how warped it all is. Lots of mining in the area, obviously. But I want to just extend this and poke it up there, and hopefully you folks can see what I can't see. Is there anything up there, guys? I don't know. Are we going to want to come back, or is it just rubbish? Up there is the old roof. The old roof, and there might be some old beams and stuff, but here we are. So yeah, this is probably the room where the lady died of pneumonia. Very sad. Probably being warmed by that fire. You know, you can imagine the husband, the newlyweds, being stressed. But most of us on this show, watching this now, have faced bereavement. Such a sad part of life, isn't it? You know, and in this room it happened. You know, these people, I was 17 when I lost my dad, so I understand them sorts of feelings. If walls could talk, you know, we talk about the jinn, we talk about the Japanese, our feelings memories can like become manifestations. And I can imagine the anguish that man felt that day when his wife finally breathed her last breath in this room, I imagine. So sad, Bert. Yeah, that's the hole that we saw downstairs.
God shit.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah, the walls are dropping apart, the damps took its toll. This is a time capsule. This has been closed away.
Look at the floor. You see the patch on the old floor?
Oh wow, look at that old carpet, eh? That's like really old.
Hey, that like lino back in the day.
I don't know, Bert. Somebody might know, but that's underneath the carpet because you can see the carpet rails they've put in. So that's, houses often have these kind of history. Yeah, it's wallpaper that they've laid down. I've said that was fashionable in the Victorian times, and again in the 1970s. It could be either. Bit of mould up there in that corner, but this is another one, high ceiling. Would have had electrics put in, it wouldn't have been made with electrics. But absolutely beautiful, man. Another fireplace has been hauled up there. But I reckon this would have been for guests, and the back one there, the little one, would have been for their staff, yeah. There was one member, actually, one staff member that was living here and working here, a young girl in the 1870s again. And she might have been staying in this room, and she was probably that mad at the fact that she had this tiny room. She was stealing gold sovereigns, and it was upstairs in one of these rooms that the gaffer, probably that front room we've just been in, kept a chest of drawers that he locked with 10 shillings in. And because one had already gone missing, he marked two. Well, he marked two of them, and then when one went missing again, he absconded her and called the police, and they found them on her. But apparently he didn't want to press charges because she's come from a well-to-do family, a family that was well respected. For whatever reason, she stole this sovereign. She might not have even needed it, shiny and gold, but she took it, and they asked for clemency. They asked for her not to be given a big sentence, the owner of the pub, for her parents' sake, but they give her so many months hard labour, which would have taught her a lesson, I'm sure. Old Nuki old bottle there, one of the Brockmore lads, no doubt drunk. Somebody's got to do this eventually. Is this somebody's got to come in here eventually and do all this, so they've got to go up there eventually. I wonder who wrote these scores on. I bet whoever drawed that face now, he might be dead. But he might well be sitting at home watching the video now. If you did, let us know in the comments if you ever chalked up on these boards the last game played. Darts. So many sad things. That sad lady died in here. You know, that lady died of pneumonia. And that kid was stealing from here, and the bloke who owned it in 1870, she went to hard labour. So many stories. Is that outside?
Yeah.
What's out there, Bert?
Garden,
Should we go out?
garden, laddie.
Wow. It is, yeah. Hold that. Because our gardens are interesting. Let's see if Fatty can get through. Hey? Oh, God, it's all rotten, man. I can't get backwards now. I'm okay, Bert. My arm training's coming. Right, this is a bit dangerous now because neighbours are going to think we're stealing, but we're not. We're just looking. Yeah, pass that. You coming in? We're just looking. You're laughing at me. Come on, Bert, look at that. Expert. You've all had a great Christmas. Thanks to the folks who told us about this being open. And hopefully we'll get it shut as soon as possible, so it don't deteriorate any further, which is what the owners probably want. I could be wrong in that, but generally, like the blue brick and that, they want them to drop down or become unsafe. If you're watching this, guys, do not follow us, you know. We do this for the history and we want to record it before it goes forever, but we don't want people to come in here and hurt themselves because we're not experts, but we barnstow with Burt, you know, and we take our own safety in our hands when we do that, and I wouldn't want to hear somebody getting hurt in here, so massive disclaimer, do not follow us. We do this for history. Right, let's go back out, Burt.
You want to go back in that way?
Yeah, we have to, won't we? I don't even get out that way. Right, if you can do it twice, it's better this way, because they got the slippery tiles. Usha! Push it, usha! Ah! I'm in! What?
You can't get out the back, it's all blocked up, eh, look?
I know, it's a shame.
Because it's hard to buildings, isn't it?
Look at how overgrown it is, Burt.
It's hard to build that.
Oh, there's outbuildings. Oh, what a shame. That's a massive shame. Yeah, I don't want to break anything, that's the thing.
Yep.
Right, this is the... Wow, back into the snug, or the smoking room, telly. This pub was open when there were no tellies. You know? I think that's a dreaded telly, really, because it was about that time that people stopped talking properly. Before that, machine in the corner, the telly, folks in here would be talking all the time. Memories, war stories, probably the Battle of Waterloo, Battle of Ypres, you know, when they got married, family members, courageous members, medal winners, all these stories got told in here. Is it through here, Burt? Can we get out through here?
I must have had another fire there.
There's another old chair, another way in. What's that, Burt?
I must have had another fire there.
Another fireplace here. Look at these beams, man. That beam, is that concrete? No, it's yeah, it's concrete. This was made in 1817, some old cove in there as well. Here's the outdoor, look. Wow. And look here, guys, the outdoor. The famous outdoor. And I imagine many kids would come in here fetching beer and fags for their mum. Apple, Bites Back, Stowford Press. Yeah, and they'd lift up the hatch, and they called it the hatch or the outdoor. Oh wow, is that actually still got its the 8 hours, Burt? Hang on.
You got what?
Oh wow.
Yatch.
Yeah. And it's shutting. Look at that, folks. It ain't shutting good because the building's moved, but that is like, what do you reckon? When did hatches go in like this? Around 1920s, 30s?
Yeah, you had one in North time, there, yeah? The,
Albion.
yeah, I had one in the Albion, you had one in the Queen's Head, and you had one in what's the other one?
Ah, wow. Amazing, folks. Look at all the old spirits, Burt.
I know. Why were they on there now?
Yeah, and the mirror. They put mirrors in to make the room look bigger, apparently, and make you feel self-conscious if you're buying all the beer. Lovely stonework there, look at them tiles. So it don't get wet from the dripping beer.
Why is she one bog? Did they share the bogs? Yeah.
They must have done. I don't know, anybody out there, do you know what were the bogs like here? But yeah, well spotted on that, Burt, at the beginning. That courage. This is just an amazing front room, and there's the door, Burt. So we're passing that door again, guys, gracing the door again. The door that my dad passed, my mum passed, probably your mum and dad as well, Burt. It was a well-loved pub on Cresset Lane. Of course, pubs wouldn't be on cul-de-sacs now, and this is now a cul-de-sac, but like I said earlier, the pub did run all the way to Bromley, the lane did, Cresset Lane, and it may have had cressets on it, i.e. burning pots for lighting.
40 pubs around Wales.
God, yeah, there was hundreds, and I mean, this road alone, the Cross Keys, the Rock Tavern, what we've already mentioned, the Commercial Inn on the corner, you know, the Sun, the Star, the Old Star, I could go on, and that's probably what they broke in for originally. What is it, cigarettes? Yeah. Is there any cigarettes in there? Imagine to get an old packet of Embassy and look at the marketing on the front, Burt. We don't get the marketing anymore, do we?
They're getting up in the BROCKMOOR, look, don't they?
Because they're the old brands, what we got, Lambert and Butler. Oh, Sovereign.
Lambert and Scotland.
It was about then that Sovereign come out, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah, how much am I there?
And they had that Joker, £1.99. How much?
£1.20.
That's bloody cheap, ain't?
No.
And now it's expensive in pubs. Yeah, it's cheap for 20 cigarettes. It's bloody 20 quid now.
God, remember when Embassy #1 used to be like £1 odd?
No, I remember Sovereign being £1.99 for 10 when they sold 10s.
Well.
But yeah, I don't know, B&H Silver was a thing back then.
Yeah, well.
We're out, Bert's just climbing out now. But there it is, the pub. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna throw the drone up now. While I'm out here, look at this fog. Perfect day for it, Boxing Day fog. Foresters Arms, Courage. Beautiful, beautiful building. But that, I bet underneath that horrible render, there's some beautiful brickwork. But here is the cellar that was just down there, and the stonework in that vaulted barrel cellar. So I reckon that's early 17th century easy. And this is a later building. You can see some of the brickwork there coming through on one of the old doors. Look, got old woodwork as well. Wow, man, you know I live for this stuff, Bert. Right then, I bet you've drank in here a few times, have you?
When I was a kid.
When you was a kid, oh, we just had a look around.
Tried to break in, have you?
No, we're having a look for a history video.
Like I said, so what's the main listed builders? That's what they called enough.
Is it? I'm glad.
Been to it, have you?
No, somebody, I've already been in, mate. We're out now. It's been in already. We ain't hurt anything though, doll. All we've done is have a look and record it for a channel.
All right, what's the
Take what you want.
Merry, Black Merry Christmas, Black Country History Hunter.
What's the other trying to buy it and do it all out?
Oh, I wish I had the money.
Tell me about it.
See you later. Merry Christmas, folks.
I'll turn it into a brothel, are you?
Oh, have a good one. That's nice, nice. They were looking after the place and saying, you ain't bossing it up, have you? So. No, man. Couldn't make it up, could you? That was not scripted. Beautiful chimney there, and we've been up in the beautiful attics. Well, we've seen a bit of them. Listen, guys, thanks for watching this last year. Well, soon changing 2025. Thanks for all the likes, comments, and that. The video on Roundhouse doing really well, and I appreciate it. I've got my goggles on, I look like a nerd. I am a nerd. But yeah, in there's amazing. Don't go in though. two statements that don't go together. Don't go in because it's dangerous, it really is. And like somebody just said, it is a listed building. So I didn't know that, I've just learnt that. But it needs to be protected, it needs to go back up. So we'll try and put this back up now, and then we'll inform the relevant people. Mate, pleased to meet you. And subscribe to the channel, man. It's nice to meet you. And if you can try and... You're on film now. You're on film now. So it's Merry Christmas to everybody. If you can try, he's going to try and get it closed up because he lives opposite. So he'll get it shut now. That's a good thing. Let's send the drone up, shall we? See you in a bit, man. Have a happy New Year. All the best in 2025, yeah? Right then, guys, see you next year. See you in the new year. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for everything, man. You're amazing, Burt. Happy New Year, man. 2025, it's going to be bigger, better, and everything.
Yep.
In the morning we built the city. In the afternoon walked through its streets. Evening saw us leaving. We wandered through our days as if they would never end. All of us imagined we had endless time to spend. We hardly saw the crossroads and small attention gave to landmarks on the journey from the cradle to the grave, cradle to the grave.